Hello, hello, my friends. It is joyous to be with you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Sunshine Study. If you're just joining us, please say hello. Please comment. It always helps. If you do join us and I don't acknowledge you, please forgive me. It's because I haven't seen it. But it's wonderful to be with you. The Sunshine Study is golden yellow, and we love sunflowers because they are tall, they are golden, they seek the light, and when they are against the storms and the breezes, they another together, and that's what we're about. I have a very special guest for us today. I thought we needed an inspirational Friday friend. She is joining us now. Welcome, welcome. Let's hope the tech works. Good morning, good afternoon. It's lovely to see you.
And you. And it's worked.
It's worked. Can you believe it? Can we? Wonderful. Can you just be a bit louder, darling? We can't quite hear you.
Oh, that is probably my phone. Is that better if I move it a bit closer?
It's lovely. Let me welcome everybody. This is Rebecca of Becca's Bound Books. Would you like to introduce yourself, my darling? I'm thrilled to be with you. Bliss is here, and I think Anna's here too.
Oh,
go on, tell us about you.
It's always hard when you put on the spot, isn't it, and told to tell you about me. I'm a mum of 3, and I'm here because I make handmade books, and I've just started something new with them, and that's what you've kindly asked me to come on and talk to you about.
Wonderful. And the fact you make books, there's something really magical about that, isn't there?
Yeah, and it's nice, and it's not saying I make books and I design them and then send them off somewhere. I sit here, I fold the pieces of paper, I sew them together, make the cases, put them into the cases. So yes, it's a proper handmade book.
Lovely. Kim's just joined us. Welcome, Kim. Welcome. It's lovely to have you. And Becca's Bound Books has grown really, and you're a true artisan. And I see your construction. You're an engineer.
Some of it is, yes, and a lot of it, when you look at it, a lot of bookbinders are also box makers and make boxes, like the old-fashioned slip cases would have been where it came from. So yeah, and it is, and it's very measure twice, cut once. Yes.
Yes, and it brings you joy, and it brings you Becca Guest is the right volume, but Becca Life Joy is really quiet. I'll come a bit closer. Sorry, don't know why that is. Anna always tells me I'm too quiet. I'm a quiet, shy girl. That's why. Us Beccas are quiet girls, aren't we?
We are, yes, shy, reserved.
Exactly. So tell us about your event and what you do.
Right, so what I've come on to talk about is I have started something new, and I've got some of them here. So I used to journal when I was younger, and having worked with yourself, I've got myself properly back into it, writing down daily gratitudes, just general journaling, letter writing to myself as well. And I know there's a lot of interest in that stuff, and I know there's a lot of people that maybe know it might be beneficial but don't know where to start. So these are starting at the very, very, very basics. These aren't in-depth detail. These are just giving you a chance to start at the very basics. So we've got a nice little leaflet that'll go in with them, explaining them. But I'm starting with 3. So I'm started with a daily gratitude one. Different packs will have different coloured pieces of paper and different covers and stuff. But the daily gratitude, I thought I was all organised, and I thought I had everything next to me. I'm going to have to take this one apart. The daily gratitude one. I have.
Yeah, show us more. Pat's just joined us. Lovely to have you, Pat. This is Rebecca from Rebecca's Bound Books. Pat, you'll love this. Go on.
Yeah, so the daily gratitude ones have been very helpful. We've got a little, today I'm grateful for lined pages, a little bit of information, kind of how to start if you're not sure. So yeah, so I'll start with gratitude, which is one of the easiest ways of getting into journaling. Let's face it, it's the easiest thing. And I know from working with yourself how much better I am now, taking into account those daily gratitudes, daily blessings. My board is there in full life. The list making one. So this is quite a funny size. I decided that if we were making lists, we needed books that looked like lists, like shopping lists. So here's one without taking it back. So it is, and these ones are completely upcycled. I've found old note paper, and we've completely upcycled them, and journeys because gratitude's all about journeys and
Isn't
journaling.
it?
So we've got journey
Wendy's
problems.
just joined us. Well done. So let me just fill it in the people who've caught up with us now. This is Becca from Becca's Bound Books. She's a great pal of mine and a great inspiration. We have the same name. We are best girls with Becca. We love that. And she is a true creative and entrepreneur in that she binds and makes books. And now she's taking that step forward. Not just that you buy a beautiful book from her, is that she is putting together packages to help us with our journaling, that helps us with our mental and physical health, but cares for our souls at the deepest level. So just show us the first one again, Becca.
So the first one is a very basic gratitude one. So as I said, they'll all come with a little bit of an information about just general journaling, how to start, and some more resources and stuff. An information sheet about that kind of journaling specifically. So here's the gratitude one, and as I say, I've been playing and I've made nice little pages that are all, and if I remember rightly, I made them so they last a month. So you've got a little book is a month's worth of daily gratituding. So that's a nice way of getting into the nice habit of it. We've got our lovely list making ones.
And the map, and that it's upcycled, and that you've made it, and you've made it while your babies are asleep.
Yeah, or playing. It's Easter holidays, yeah. And we've got other things. These were meant to all be on my website today, but because my print is playing up, can you see how my colours just aren't right?
Oh, you're a perfectionist. They're gorgeous.
Yeah. So yeah, so they will be on the website when the ink cartridges arrive. And then the last one is a daily prompts one. And this one, again, each of them will have slightly, the list making is all upcycled, nice list making books. Gratitude ones will have different covers and things. These ones will come in a couple of different ways. So they might come in lined hardback books like this one, or sketchy ones like this one. But this one's just got a nice little notepaddy one in. And again, they're just prompts, so things to get you started, get you thinking. Those little kind of, I want a journal, I want to start, but I don't know where to start. So those little prompts about who inspires you, or I'm going to turn it over and remember because my head has gone. How you're feeling, where you see yourself in a few years, your favourite things to do. So just those prompts. And this one's plain paper so that you can doodle and draw as well. And yeah, stick things in.
You can go mad with your creativity.
You can go completely mad. And as I point out in there, there's no right and wrong ways of doing this. It's what comes from you, and you need to get into those pages.
That's the whole point. Rach Carter's just joined us. You'll love this, Rach. And Wendy's just joined us too. Welcome, welcome. Again, a wonderful. Liv's here. I'm here. Liv, our great supporter. Thank you. You'll love this, Liv. And tell us what brings you joy, Ben.
Oh, what brings me joy? My children, seeing their faces when they're excited about things or curious about things, that love of the world that as adults we slowly start to lose a bit, but that kids can find joy in a leaf or a piece of grass, or yeah, those my friends, people like yourselves that just bring that joy and that little reminder of how to be brilliant. And of course, my four-legged friend, who I'm going to jinx it, is being really, really good.
Tracy D's with us. Tracy, it's lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. This is Rebecca from Becca's Bound Books, and I think what she has to offer will really help you and inspire you today. So where are the places that bring you joy? Because you're an outdoorsy girl, aren't you?
I am. I like being by the beach. There's lots of pictures of the beach on my Facebook, and in the woods as well. And I'm lucky because I've got the dog, so I get out there, and I have to go out every day. So it's, yeah, and going out even on days where you might not feel brilliant, getting out in the sunshine, even the rain, there's always a bit of sunshine. Yeah, being outside is amazing. And I've been so lucky this Easter holidays that the weather's just been mostly all right. So we've got out quite a bit, but yeah.
But you do lovely creative things with your children as well. You inspire me so much. And when you had to, I think you lost some trees in a storm or something, and your daughter said, will you save me some wood? Don't get rid of all the trees. We have to do carving.
Yeah, I can't, joys of kids, finding beautiful things and everything. We cannot go on a walk without coming back with a pile of sticks. I now have a bucket in the back garden that is full of sticks, because the sticks, I say the sticks are not allowed in the house. I can look across and I can see a pile of sticks. But yeah, technically the sticks aren't mine in the house. But yeah, she's just as creative, in fact, more creative than I am, and slightly different skills. She does wood carving. Her drawing and artwork is just, yes.
And it's filling her soul, but it's the example you set. I always say that our silent example is far more important than our words, and you set a lovely silent and verbal example. And tell us also about the process of what it takes to make a book, because it's very intricate for you.
It is. So I thought you were going to ask me this. So I was really, really good. And I've got a pile of half-made books as well next to me. I'm just going to have to reach over. Sorry for the reaching over, but I'm just out of reach. These are actually books I'm making for my kids, so I don't mind having them out and on show. So it starts with the pages. I haven't actually brought any pages down. These ones are upcycled ones as well. So these ones are old notebooks. So I haven't had to fold the pages on these because they were already folded for me. But yeah, it starts with the pages. So it starts with a piece of paper, folding them in half, putting them into what are called sections. So I don't know whether you'll be able to see, but can you see how the other side might be better? They're kind of like little folded sections, normally 4 to 6 in each section. So they get folded. I've got a nice sewing rack now, but yes, I sit and then sew all of those sections. So each section, I have my little owl, and I punch holes in them, going along, section at a time. So it is quite time consuming, all measured up and lined up. Then I get my thread, nice linen thread because it lasts. And often, unless I'm doing these for somebody who is vegan, I get my wax and I wax my thread just to help it slide through, not knot so much. It just makes it a bit easier, and also where I do have to knot, it helps it knot a bit better as well. That stays in the bag so it doesn't dry up. Sew them all together. Then so this has got edges on it, so then I trim around the book block, because although I've had them all the same size and folded them, once you sew them together they can be a bit funny. I then do some work on the spine. So on this one you can see some of my stitches up there for where I've sewn them together. Then do work on the spine, so you can see we've got the threads that I sew it onto. This is a bit of mull just to help protect the spine, so that goes on. I attach things like ribbons at this point if they're having ribbons attached. Maybe sometimes make a headband, and then we put the end papers on. So these are the coloured pages just inside your book that help attach the cover. The cover then gets quite complicated. So we have grey board. So we cut 3 pieces of this, one for the front, one for the back, and one for the spine. These are these complicated ones. There's others that are less complicated, but these are the ones that I love making, but I only really make to order for people because then people can choose their covers, choose their insides. All the other ones are a bit easier. Yeah, so we get these, then we get what we're going to have for our covers. Now, my kids have been a bit boring with these ones, partly because what they're using them for. So if we move everything out of the way, you get book cloth. So this, and this feels lovely, this is cottony one. So we kind of attach, the spine piece would go in the middle. My haphazard phone thing has run over. I do have a prop stand, my kids have put it somewhere. And then we have a different cover for the spine sides. So have one cover going around the spine. These all get glued together, glued on, pressed or flattened them, folded around, and then that cover gets attached onto your book and pressed and left to dry. Other ones are easier. My little gratitude journal here, we cut the pages and it's got a nice kind of thicker card cover, so that got cut and then it's just a case of sewing it like I would sew one section.
A book. You say that so in such a cavalier manner. If you must go and follow Rebecca, but when she starts to sew a book, it is so intricate, so neat, So interesting.
So
But
the
you
other
can
kind,
never look at one of her
the other
things
kind
again
goes
and
in.
not think of the hours that went into it. Please show us the spine. Go on, this is amazing.
Yeah, so this is one where sometimes I make them and I leave the spines loose.
Yes.
So this one you can kind of see the stitching on.
Yes.
And these ones are lovely. So one of the reasons I make quite a lot like this is these lie flat.
Lovely.
So if you're drawing, they're flat, you've not got the bumps. And you like this as well. The paper that I use for these ones is recycled coffee cups.
Oh, I love this. Yes.
Yes. I try to be, you can't make books completely environmentally friendly using paper, but I try wherever possible to upcycle, reclaim things that I can use for covers, use paper that is manufactured responsibly, or as in the case of a lot of my sketchbooks, recycle coffee cups.
Yes. And the utter joy of that, but also that you've then made something even more beautiful and useful, and the things with which we fill it are then going to fill us back, and that cycle of that is just so lovely.
Yeah, yeah, and the use of them for kind of like journaling and bringing out our joys and keeping them as well, because I know, having restarted journaling and gratitude journaling with yourself, I have gone and dug out some of my older ones from my younger days, and it is so nice to be able to reflect back on, one, how much I've grown and changed, particularly over the last 3 years, but also see the parts of me from when I was 18, 19 that are coming back again as well, which if I didn't have old journals and these are the things that are bringing me joy, I wouldn't have.
Exactly. Stephen Martin, it's wonderful. Welcome, welcome. This is Rebecca from Becca's Bound Books. I think your wife would like one of these books. Just dropping that in, Stephen. Just don't say I said so. But you might like one. But the whole point of journaling is, I think a lot of people think it's where you just sometimes splurge all your thoughts and feelings, which it has its place. The sort of the Julia Cameron Morning Pages philosophy of just get it all out. So it clears your thinking. There's the level there. But I think to have a Becca journal is one where we can have a space for that. But I often say we can put the splurge at the back, but we fill the front with treasure.
Yeah. So the gratitude journal is all about that, all our daily things. A lot of my daily prompts on the daily prompt one is about those joyful things, what inspires you, where you want to go. The list making is the same. It's list 10 things that make you happy, 10 places you'd like to visit, 10 things you want to do on a rainy day. And those are things that you can look back on as well on a rainy day and think, oh yes, I can go and do this. This is something I've always wanted to do, but never think I have the time for. And it's a rainy day and I'm stuck in the house. I can go and do it. And there is in the kind of like overall leaflet that goes with them, there is stuff about reflecting back as well. So if you are doing that, mind dump, getting out the negatives, the most important thing about that is going back and reflecting on it.
Yes, and see the lessons, see the blessings, try and make the lessons blessings, but also to see that we are at our best. Everybody thinks we're at our best when life is best. I think we're at our bravest when life is demanding.
Yes, which is a lesson
and
we
we're
teach
keeping our head. Yes, and we're keeping, well, I often say to you, holding the world up with lots of little hands.
Yes.
And also for somebody who is looking after the world and holding the world up, is that you're on the list as well, just somewhere. You don't have to be top of the list, but just a little bit. And the issue of 10 places I'd like to see in the world, well, sometimes that can be round the corner. It can be the tiniest things which give you, when you're unwell, when you're busy, when you've got a big life, when you've got often you've got 17 children, you've got 15 jobs, would I just like to go down that lane I've never been down before? Could I just try this new thing? It's the small treasures that help us, isn't it?
Small treasures, but then even if you've gotten that 10 places somewhere miles away, it's something to aim for as well, isn't it? And it's something to...
Yes. Because we're all in stages and seasons of life, and God willing, we'll get to the next stage and we'll begin to see the jewels in the one we've been in, even when we thought it was difficult.
Yes. Yes. And that is a lesson that you teach well, and that is what I've gotten back from starting journaling again, having worked with you, and is why I'm now trying to pass that on and move that forward, which is another reason why a lot of these packs are upcycled things as well, because then it's keeping the prices low. and making them more accessible for more people to be able to have that initial start.
Yes. Yes, and being self-employed and being a mom and doing all that you do and trying, you know, when we choose, and I understand that times are difficult and money is tight and choices are more difficult, but when we have to choose, if we want to buy a present for somebody, if we, you know, we're thinking about birthdays and anniversaries, or if somebody's very unwell and they just need a little bit of cheer up and we can do it, to come to people who are absolutely doing their all and giving them all, I think it's a great act of support. It's not just that we're buying something lovely. We want to say we're on your team, and I love being part of your team.
Thank you so much. But yes.
So where would we find you? How would we come about having a Becca's Bound book?
I have a website, which is very simple. It's www.beccasboundbooks.co.uk. And fingers crossed that that's .co.uk. So there's some on there. The gratitude journals aren't on there yet, purely because I'm waiting for my ink cartridges, so that these are better, because I don't put anything up there until I've got it sorted in a pack, sorted to the side, so that I know that that is on the website and ready to go, and it is to stay there and gets left until it's ready to go and put in posted. So I need them perfect before they go into that. But that will happen before the end of this weekend, because, yeah, as you can see, the books are all around me. They just, yeah.
You have a good kitchen. You really do. And when I often think, what is she looking at? Because whatever you will be looking at will be intriguing and inspiring.
At the moment, as always, the blessings board is on the wall across there. I keep meaning to send you a picture. Willow has painted around it.
Oh, can I just tell people about your blessings board?
You can tell people about our blessing board, yes.
Well, I often think sometimes it's helpful to have a corner in your home that represents your world. And when you're often, your knees are bending, you go daily, or maybe it's just somewhere you see all the time, but I like insides of cupboards that I go in, and I always have photographs or quotes or lovely things. So my cupboards are really quite good. So I suddenly thought a blessings, not even a blessings board, you know, it's sort of, people have vision boards, don't they, all the time, about what they want. Now, I think a blessings board about rejoicing in what we have and the love that's in our lives now is a great tool for mental well-being and spiritual hope. So your blessings board, you have taken it to another level. Tell us what you have done with your blessings board.
My blessings board is, so Rebecca gave me this idea and I was like, all right, okay. And then a couple of days later, I was at a fair, and a woman across from me had these lovely notice boards, you know, like the material covered ones with the ribbons, and it had owls on it. And I was like, oh, yeah, let's go with that. So I brought it home, got put it up on the wall, and I kind of talked to the kids about what it was for and what it was done. We ordered some lovely butterfly drawing pins for it, because if everybody knows me, butterflies are just everywhere. And it is grown, and it is not just my blessings, it is the kids' blessings. My daughter has decorated around it, so she's got written above it our blessings, our joys, our happies, and our achievements. She's got some forget-me-nots painted on the wall around it in a lovely forget-me-not blue. There are some sunflowers coming out of the sides of it. They're not coloured in yet, but they're hand drawn on there with a lovely kind of like blue chain linking them together. So yeah, so it's got photographs of things we've done on it. It's got pictures of the beach. It's got pictures of the cathedral in town. It's got quotes on there. It's got pictures that my daughter's drawn. It's got a lovely little note that I found written by my youngest not long after he learned to write that says, I love you, that is pinned on there. It's got a gorgeous picture of a dandelion flower, a seed head, with one just starting to flow off that my daughter managed to, might have been Willow, might have been Robert, managed to capture. It has got balanced across the top pieces of driftwood and sea glass and stones and shells. Yeah, so it's just exploded and it's slowly taking over a whole wall in our kitchen.
Yes, so here's the point. A tiny little board that, you know, you'd think would be an A4 size, it has taken over the wall because it is full of evidence of loving joy and purpose.
Yeah, and what I really love is, because of course I've talked to the kids about it, what it is when I look at it and I realise that they've added something else on. So it's not just me putting things up there, they're taking this and they're running with it and putting things on there as well. Or when I've taken a picture when we've been out somewhere, they've said, get that one printed and we'll put that one up there. So yeah, and my daughters sometimes and my sons, we've got a little mini printer thing that just prints black and white for Christmas for them, just to have a kind of play with, and it does stickers and stuff. So sometimes if they've taken a picture or somebody finds that they've had that out and they've printed off this tiny little picture, and they're stuck on there as well. So yeah, it's amazing. It's got pictures of important people in our lives and stuff like that in there. Drawings of Pokemon that the kids have drawn. Lovely quote that says, "Do more of what makes you happy." So yeah, it really has just kind of blown up across my kitchen.
It's flourished with joy. Dorothy's just joining us. You're very welcome. Go and look at Becca's Bound Books. So she's just going to tell us her website one more time, and your Facebook too, my darling.
My Facebook and Instagram for this is just Becca's Bound Books. If you look that up, you'll be able to find me. Mostly pictures of the books, some bits about my life and stuff as well. And then my website, which you'll be able to find from them, is www.beccasboundbooks.co.uk. And for buying in person, I do need to go up and restock, but they are also at the hub in Concert if anybody is that way. There is in-person ones, so you can look at them and stuff beforehand. What's on the website is limited, but never worry about kind of messaging me and saying, I really like this style, but have you got anything with frogs on that you could put on the cover? Sorry, it's also frogs on the lessons board that I just caught my eye as I was saying that, so that's why frogs came up. But yeah, never feel, I like custom orders. I like the kind of making something that is special for that person. So yeah.
Exactly. So if somebody loves pigs or unicorns or the seaside or sunflowers or whatever they love, you can do a prescription for them.
I can do a prescription. Might take me a bit long to source things, but yeah, and I'm quite happy to make them. And that's for whether it's the case bound, like I was showing in detail how you make these kind of journals, or even just the little ones, or even these ones that don't get out much, but are like travelers' journals with the kind of cork and different pages. So, yeah.
So lovely. Well, thank you for your joy. Thank you for your example, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Oh,
thank you.
Gorgeous. So I'll finish with a Gaelic blessing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. Take care, my friends.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.